Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Here,
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
here I'm Ahmad Fudaili. I'm with my partner. The name is
Noviana di Isnayanti.
Novi. Okay, right. Here I want to finish my midterm test from Mam Safatin Humaida SLA. Let's start the conversation about the midterm test. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Miss Novi.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too. Actually, I am apologize to you. I'm disturbing your time tonight. Actually, I have the question for you. I mean, I'm forget about the material last week of SLA, second language acquisition is about Christian hypothesis. Do you ever still remember about the acquisition learning distinction?
So acquisition learning distinction. In acquisition learning distinction, state that adults have two ways and develop their second language. The first one is acquisition and the second one is learning. So the acquisition is the subconscious process. So the process is similar with when the children or when the child acquire their first language. So in acquisition, we didn't realize that we're learning, but we can understand that we say it wrong or we say it right. So we didn't realize that we are learning at the time. That's acquisition. So it's natural. And the second one is learning. So in learning, we realize that we are learning. We realize that we learn about the grammatical, about the structure. We realize that we learn that language and we can use the knowledge that we learn. So in acquisition learning distinction, even many researchers said that the child is acquire and the adults only learning. So in this hypothesis, Corazon states that adults also can acquire language.
So that's mean about acquisition and learning distinction. It's if the acquisition is subconscious learning, the children get their language with subconscious, right? It's
Yes.
different with learning. If learning, the children get their language using learning informal, there is a rule and structure, there is a teacher, like that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I get the point. And the next is actually I don't really understand too with the input hypothesis. Where about the input hypothesis?
So for input hypothesis, actually, I also don't really understand, but I will try to explain about my comprehension to you. So the input hypothesis is, in input hypothesis, the acquisition is more important than learning. So in input hypothesis, this hypothesis state that acquisition is more important. So in this hypothesis, the necessary condition, like we are in stage I, the learner in a stage I I is the stage of their competence, and when they learn about new language, so the stage will move from I to I plus one. So the stage become I plus one. And when they understand about the new language, I plus one will become their competence and it will be I stage again. And when they learn about new language again, it will be I plus one again. So it's continuously like that. From I to I plus one, become I again, and become I plus one again, like that. So in maybe in some research, in some hypothesis, will say that if we learn something, we must learn about the grammatical first, about the structure first. But in input hypothesis, we learn about the meaning first. After that, we acquire the structure. We learn about the meaning of the sentence. After that, we know how we make a sentence, about the structure, the grammatical, and so on.
Also, in the input hypothesis, there is step by step. I mean, also there is a formula about the input hypothesis, like I plus one, like that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, because you asked me some question, actually I want to ask some question too, because I also don't really understand about some hypothesis in Croissant hypothesis. Like, I don't really understand about the monitor hypothesis and also the affective filter hypothesis. Maybe you have the better comprehension than me and you can tell me about that.
About this really feedback for me. This question, right?
Yeah,
Question feedback
that's
for me.
question.
As I know about the monitor hypothesis and affective filter hypothesis. All right.
Yes.
As I know about monitor hypothesis, it is focused on the controlling in learning. There are 3 points that important in the monitor hypothesis. For the first is controlling time, and also focus on from, and the third is the last. It is, what is that? Time, focus on from, and also know the rule. The last is know the rule. It is about the focus on time. The someone usually when they are speaking better if we know the time when they are learning, but the fact is we have not enough time to control the time when we are speaking. It is also focused on from. We have sometimes we have forget to what to control the from the structure of the conversation, our conversation. And also we have another rule like that, but the fact is we have not enough time. It is my point about the monitor hypothesis. For the other hand, about the affective filter hypothesis, right? The affective filter hypothesis, it is there is relation between the input hypothesis. It is there are three important points for the affective filter hypothesis. For the first is about motivation, and the second is self-confidence, and also the anxiety, low anxiety. For the motivation, it is should be great motivation for the learners I think if we are have a motivation, it is can make do better, make better conversation, make better when they are learning language, make better when we are learn about second language acquisition. If we are have a motivation, and also we have self-confidence. If we are not have self-confidence, we are confused, right? We will confuse about the learning when we are learning second language acquisition. It's my point about the affective
Okay.
filter hypothesis.
Okay, so from what I get it, if we have high motivation and also self-confidence and low anxiety, we can learn about second language and we can get better result.
Pardon?
So if we have high motivation and also self-confidence and have low anxiety, we can get better result in learning second language.
Yeah, we will
Okay.
get a better if we learn language.
I see. So we have talked about for hypothesis, I think there is
Yep.
one more hypothesis.
Oh, yeah. There are once more about the hypothesis of creation. It is the last is I think it's the natural order hypothesis.
Yeah.
I think the natural order hypothesis it's mean that children will get their morpheme grammatical in the early, like in the marker ing in progressive and markers s in plural, like he is playing football. So the children will get the morpheme ing in the early in the first. It is also marker s in the plural, like that. But it is different with marker s for the third person. Is the children will get the morpheme s for the plural in the next step after they have 6 months until 1 year old. This
Okay, I see.
natural order, I think.
Okay, so in natural order, state that children learn second language in order. Like they will learn about progressive marker ing and plural marker as first, and after that the third person marker as later.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
And I think tonight we have a great conversation. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we have great conversation, and I think because we discuss this together, so I think I have more I have better comprehension about the Croissant hypothesis.
Okay, thank you. And thank you so much for you. And I'm apologize if I'm disturbing your time tonight.
No, it's okay. I'm totally free tonight. I mean.
Okay. See you for tomorrow.
Yes.
Because we have a time for SLA, all right?
Yes. Okay. See you at the class.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.